how do you see the relationship between UDL and MTSS?
So, a multi tiered system of support, when it is designed well, is going to be built on a foundation of an inclusive and equitable and highly engaging tier 1 foundation. And in order to do that, I don't know of a better way or a more evidence based way than to universally design it, to really think proactively about the learners who we serve, the learners who have been historically excluded or segregated, and how we create a general education classroom that is the least restrictive environment and also the most challenging environment for every student. And to do that, there's drivers that have to be in that system. And so MTSS is really about what are the implementation drivers that allow us to ensure that all students have access to that tier 1 instruction, but also the additional targeted support academically, behaviorally, or social emotionally that they need. And me and my dad, he was my co author for UDL in the Cloud, actually, Tom Thibodeau. We were talking the other day, and he was talking about MTSS as an analogy with like a car. Like all of us need the oil change and we have to fill it with gas. And like there's a lot of like just scheduled tier 1 maintenance. If you own a car, you need these things. And then sometimes evidence suggests like, check engine light on, you need an additional service, a targeted service. And that doesn't mean all of a sudden like, oh, you can't get oil changes anymore. Now your car's tier 2, right? It's like, what are you talking about? Like, I need more for my car. I don't need instead of for my car. And when we think about creating a system, how are we creating a system so that all students are getting what they need? And then also, additionally, when evidence suggests that more is necessary, we can supplement and not supplant. But that involves a schedule that allows for that. That involves curriculum that is flexible enough for that. That involves a commitment to being learner driven and evidence informed. So there's lots of different points of data that we can use to make decisions. And those are the implementation drivers. But it also involves building up the skill set of everybody who is a part of the system. And so we have to look at, do we have structures of professional learning, instructional rounds, instructional coaching? Is educator evaluation a system that improves teaching and learning, or is it becoming something that's just a lot of paperwork? So we have to look at those competency drivers. And then also we have to start thinking about the leadership drivers. Like, do we have shared responsibility for all learners? Do we have the right resources? Are we allocating resources appropriately? Are we working with family and community? All of that is part of the multi-tiered system. And so we have to think about, if the vision is all students challenged and supported with grade level rigor with their peers, and we want all students to have equitable access to that, that's the foundation. That's universal design. To make sure that we can universally design, we have to step back and recognize that our system was not built for this. And we need to be able to name and identify the barriers that are preventing it. And we need to deconstruct them through strategic planning.